Today we're going to be talking about a really beautiful subject that's very profound. Is actually the shadow part of ourselves. And when I say the shadow, I mean the bits that you don't like about yourself, because what we tend to do is we tend to fragment ourselves, and we tend to think that we've got this kind of good bit that we need to show the world, and then there's this other bit that we're embarrassed of, that we feel ashamed of, we feel a lot of we tend to squash it under the carpet, and we almost as if like that part of us doesn't really exist, or if it exists then we don't want it. We don't want that part of ourselves. And we are here in duality. We're experiencing, as long as we're in a three-dimensional body, we're experiencing duality. And when I say that, I mean like hot, cold, dark, light. We're experiencing life through contrast. So when we're as a human, we expect ourselves to be perfect. We want ourselves to be just the shiny parts. And the other parts, we tend to then really have a lot of, like, it's almost like a deeper belief that shouldn't be there, that we wish that wasn't part of ourselves, that we should be this wonderful person who shows up. Well, as we're in duality, there are parts of ourselves that are not great, right? Every single human being has a shadow. And the invitation here is to start to understand that if you want to truly have a really happy life, to live in a place of joy and freedom, we need to accept all parts of ourselves, every bit of ourselves, not just the bits, the shiny bits or the good bits. Because then what we're tending to do is we're living with a bit of a mask. There's the bit that we show to the world, and there's the bit that we want to hide, the bit that we're ashamed of. And what the invitation is here is I want you to start to understand that when we accept all of ourselves, when we accept our shadow, we accept the bits that we're not proud of ourselves for. And I'm not saying that within that we can't work on that, and that's the important part of it. It's like looking at that part of ourselves and say, okay, well, what can I do about this part that I would like? How can I grow? What can I change? What part of it, what do I need to look at here that I can actually maybe transmute into something else, and allow myself to understand that that's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to be a human being. It's okay to have all this different range of emotions. So there's an understanding and an acceptance. And once we do that, then we can start to truly love all ourselves, and we can feel free from that shame, free from that embarrassment, free from that feeling of judgment of ourselves. And so it's about like accepting and loving the parts of yourself that are brilliant, and allowing yourself to put more energy and attention there, like giving yourself more awareness that, you know, you are brilliant, you are amazing. There are things that you can do that no one else can do, that just you have got. There's gifts that you have that you can bring to the world that nobody else has got. So allowing those to become more, growing those parts, and also understanding it's okay that I'm not perfect. It's okay that I have these things, these parts of myself that I'm not proud of. And at the same time, I can actually allow myself to love that part of me, and see that part of me from a place of like, what do I want to do with this? How do I want to grow? How do I want to allow myself to grow differently, or to work on that area? So maybe it could be anger, maybe it could be jealousy, maybe it could be resentment, or there's a lot of these emotions. And it's like, okay, looking at that, and okay, well, what parts of myself will help me support that? What part do I need to go deeper into becoming more secure in myself? If I'm jealous in a situation, what do I need to look at here that can help me support that? What do I need to look at? So instead of like pushing it away and trying to stick it as if it doesn't exist, it's actually understanding, okay, I accept that I'm not perfect. That's okay. I'm a human being. I'm here on earth. There's not going to be all parts of me that are brilliant. And there's also not parts of anyone that we meet. They're not all perfect. And what happens is once we start to accept those parts in ourselves, it's easier to accept that in others. Once we start to accept those shadow parts in ourselves, it's easier to accept and understand that others have this, and to go from a place of like being in judgment to being actually be able to accept and understand. And then we have a broader place to be at, broader place to understand and communicate with others, broader place to build relationships on. Because we love ourselves, we can love others. And this is a really powerful place to be in. So this is an invitation, first of all, to understand that you're human. It's okay if you're not perfect. It's okay that you have all parts of yourself, including the shadow, and to love and accept yourself just as where you are, to love and accept you as the person that you are. And your soul is whole, perfect and complete. Whole, perfect and complete. So also go deeper into the understanding that you are love. You don't need love, you are love. So wishing you a beautiful day, looking forward to your comments. Any questions, let me know, and I'll speak to you soon.